Let's get started with a warm-up today. We're going to do a simple circle run where you're going to pick some spot on the floor, right? You can put something there if you want, or you can just kind of say, hey, I'm going around this spot on the carpet, right? And we're going to just face forward, circle around it for 30 seconds. Okay, now obviously we're not going too fast, right? And you can do all sorts of fancy footwork here, but the basic concept is you're moving your legs in all four directions. You're going forward, you're going to the sides, going backwards, and just getting your body moving a little bit. Start breathing. All right, we're going to switch directions. Same basic circle, just go the other way. Nice and easy. And if you want to get faster, you can. But it's early. I mean, we're in warm-ups. Probably don't want to go too fast. Keep your eyes forward on this one. Don't spin around in a circle. You'll get very dizzy very quickly. Good. Okay. Next move we have coming up, we're just going to do some crawl outs. I'll show you one from the side. If you know what to do, you go ahead and do it. We're going to do 3. Squat down nice and low. Walk our hands out. You can do your push-up. You come on back. Tiny hop. Repeat. We're doing 3, so if you're done before me, you can stop. Get a sip of water or something. If you're a little bit after me, well, you'll just shave a couple seconds off the next move. Speaking of the next move, we're just going side to side, right? We're gonna shuffle one way, shuffle the other. To make sure we warm up those muscles that we're likely to strain when we do things like roundhouse kicks, side kicks, any sudden movements, side to side. So again, not too fast in your warm-ups. Nothing too fancy. All right, we're gonna start adding in punches. You're gonna punch, and punch. Now you can do different punches if you want. My advice to you, punch forward. We'll twist in a minute, but it's not there yet. Punch, 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 punch. Time flies when we're doing warm-ups. Okay, next thing that we're gonna do, same thing side to side, but we're throwing a kick. Kick forward. So here, kick forward, kick forward. You can kick low. We're in warm-up mode. Kick a little higher. Listen to your body. Whatever it is, just keep kicking. Keep moving. Get everything ready. Remember to breathe. I'm a big fan of breathing. Let's do 3 more of these. 2 more. And 1 more. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of twisting. We're going to do a lead hook and a cross, or a lead hook, uppercut. Whichever one you want to do. You can mix them in. Don't matter too much. We're just twisting. Getting those muscle groups moving. Remember to breathe. Twist and punch. Twist and punch. Twist and punch. Twist and punch. Good. Okay. Switch your legs. Same idea. Either cross and hook or uppercut and hook. The big thing is not what punch you're throwing. The big thing is the rotation. Turn my body this way, turn my body that way. Heck, you can do this as blocks, right? All sorts of things. But we want to get our arms ready for punching. We're going to be doing some punches today, like we usually do. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to do a couple of lunges walking forward, turn around and walk back. Doesn't have to get super deep. Listen to your body. You're going to step forward. You're going to step forward. And you'll turn around. And you'll step forward. And you'll step forward. Now I'm going pretty deep. Go ahead. If you feel like, hey, this is the right thing for me right now, right? Maybe your knee's bothering you, something like that. You can do this, right? Again, it's warm-up. We're not challenging ourselves tremendously, but we do want to get those muscles moving. So don't just make it into like snack time, like, yep, I'm warming up. Not really. Little lunge, little lunge. One more time going back. A lunge, and a lunge. All right, we're done with the lunges. Okay, we're gonna get into the stretching now. Starting off with pretty simple intercostal stretches. Those are the muscles between your ribs. We're gonna bring our arms up. We're gonna lean a little bit to one side, and then a little bit to the other side. Now, as you're doing this, you're not collapsing down. You're reaching up, and you're reaching up. Inhale as you come up. Exhale as you lean into a stretch. Inhale as you come up. Exhale as you lean. All right. Okay, next stretch. I've done this before. I hope we're going to be doing some half circles and some full circles. So we have our feet maybe a little bit wider than we just had them before. Arm up. You're going to grab onto, well, let's say you're grabbing onto your left hand, right? You're going to turn to your right, lean out there, stretch for a second, come across towards me. Oh, yes. Oh, hello, body. And circle up. Okay, now switch hands, go the other direction. Turn, lean, take your time, not too hard. It's still early, so we want light stretching, not really deep. Switch hands. Now we're doing the full circle. We're gonna turn to the side and we're gonna go all the way to the floor. Take your time. Nice. Whew. Switch. Other way, same idea. Take your time. And if I'm getting ahead of you and you need more time to do the stretch, go ahead and take it. But don't make it super long. We're not trying to do like hanging in position for 3 minutes kind of deal. Just kind of more movement or a ballistic stretch rather than a very static stretch. Speaking of a static stretch, now we're going to do one of those. I'm going to put one leg in front, right? I'm going to lean down over that leg and just take a few seconds. You should feel that in the hamstring over here. Some people feel it in their back leg. If that's where you feel it, that's okay. As long as it burns a little bit. We don't want to feel it in the back of our knee though. That we don't want. Right, now from here, I'm going to bend my front knee and come up. Really important when you're stretching and straining a muscle that you don't all of a sudden try and snap up and engage it to lift your body up. That's how you get hurt. Other side, same idea. Legs forward. Side's a little tighter for me today. Strained it because it wasn't warmed up properly when I did one of my kicks. Gotta make sure you take the time. Otherwise, your body will let you know. Good, bend your front knee and stand up. One of the hallmarks of good training is that you can train again in short order, right? So if you stretch, prepare your body, right? Maybe you're sore for a day and you need to take a day off, that's fine. Maybe a couple days, that's still okay, right? But if you're like, oh man, I'm limited for the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks, however hard you pushed, push too hard, you actually make yourself a little bit worse than you should be. Right? Last stretch, we're gonna do a little prayer squat. We're gonna put our feet apart. Right? We're gonna lower our hips, hands together. Now when you're here, try and keep your posture pretty well. So you can see I still am looking forward. And you can just kind of rock a little bit side to side. Now when you're here, you also want to make sure you don't have your knees come close together. You're trying to push them out a little bit. I can even use my elbows to shove them apart. Keep that good posture. A couple more seconds, rocking a little bit, hitting your Achilles. Okay. You can ease out of that, take your time doing so. Okay, we're done warming up. Let's get into class. Today we're going to do some in and out striking combinations. What does that mean? It means you're going to start at a distance, you're going to get closer to your target, you're going to hit, and then you're going to reset back out to distance. Now, why would you want to know how to do this? First of all, this is what you tend to do when the person who you are fighting against or sparring against is bigger and stronger than you, right? You got to hit and run. And unfortunately, when it comes to self-defense combat, the person who picks a fight with you is almost always bigger than you, right? You don't get a kindergartner picking a fight with you unless you're in kindergarten, right? Or in pre-K or something like that, right? You are going to probably get bothered by someone who's bigger than you. And being able to close the gap, score, and then reset back out so they can't counterpunch on you is super important. Now with that being said, we're going to start with the first part, closing the gap with a double jab. Now, for this double jab, normally when we do jabs in class, we do this step jab, right? And that's kind of a basic jab. But for this jab, we're going to be doing kind of a sneaky jab where we're going to actually step with our back foot. Our back foot comes forward. This is very similar to how we do a hop step kick if you've been doing hop step kicks, right? Here, and then I do my second jab, and now I've moved forward all this distance, right? I'm out here, and I'm closing in behind my jab. And those two jabs are aimed generally like in a fight that's aimed at the face because it makes them blink. Makes them not have good vision on you because most people, when you flick things at their eyes, they close their eyes for a second, right? And that's what we want. All right, so we're going to start off with just the double jab. We're going to do this on both sides. Set yourself up right leg and back. You're going to be doing your left hand jab. I'm mirroring, so it's going to look a little, looks right for most people. Some people it looks wrong, but that's okay. Here we go. Ready? One, jab, jab, and then reset. And both are pretty high. Two, jab, jab, and come back. Three, jab, jab, reset. Four, come back. Five, don't forget to breathe. You will do that if you breathe. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Okay. We're going to do 10 more. We're switching our legs. The same basic idea. I'm going to do this one a little bit of an angle, a little bit towards you, a little bit to the side. Ready? 1. You can see my feet come together and apart, and I reset. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so that ain't it. That's just the starting. That's closing the gap. And remember, it's in and out. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to change levels. We're going to throw a body shot, a body cross. What is that going to kind of look like? I do my jabs. 1, 2. When I body jab, I don't punch down and keep my head up. What I want to do is I want to drop down and punch straight. Right? By dropping down, it makes it much harder for them to counter punch me. Gives me better defense. It's harder though, because you're doing like a little squat or a lunge, right? So take your time, feel that you're balanced. If you feel like you're losing your balance, there's something a little bit off in your footwork, ask a sensei in your private session, be like, hey, whenever I do this, I'm losing my balance. What am I doing wrong? And we'll tell you, we'll say something, yeah, your foot's pointing the wrong way, or your head's pointing the wrong way, or whatever. But for today, double jab, and then sit down into the cross. I'm going to do some of these sideways, all right? So completely to the side so you can see this. Go left hand jabs, right hand cross. Ready? 1, jab, jab, and then sit down, and then come back. Ready? 2, hopefully you can see that change in height as I'm throwing that punch. 3, 4, 5, 6. Remember, have control over your body. If you find you're falling forward, fix it. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Switching our legs, same basic concept. This one, I'm going to be facing towards you, straight ahead, right? Take your time, set yourself up. You're using your right hand to do your jabs. Left leg's in back. Ready? 1, step, step, drop down. 2, step, step, drop down. 3, drop down. 4, drop down. 5, a little lunge. 6, 7, 8, get in. 9, close that gap and hit them. 10, ha. Okay. So we got in. What do we got to do? We got to get out, right? And when we get out, we want to stay out. Because as we're throwing strikes to this big monster of a person, and they get hit a couple times, you got to move it. You got to move it quick. So we're going to jump back. I'll show you what I mean by that. So we got jab and jab. We lunge into this. You're going to hop back. When you hop back, you don't change your feet in terms of my right foot's in back, my left foot's in front. I jump back. My right foot's in back, my left foot's in front. I'm still in a fighting stance. Okay? Watch it one more time. We've got jab, jab. I'm here. I jump back. Boom. Okay? The big challenge for you is to make sure you cover ground without losing your ability to switch directions. Okay? So if you're here, you take a giant jump back right here, and you jump, you're like, whoa! That ain't it. We don't want that. Okay? The flip side, here, I'm just gonna get hit. Right? You gotta move. Okay? So you're trying to find that balance where you can jump, cover distance in a controlled manner. Set yourselves up, left leg in front. I'm gonna do a little angled for this one. Ready? 1, jab, jab, cross, and then hop back. Maintain that orientation, don't switch stances. 2, jab, jab, cross, jump back. Again, do not switch your stance for this combination. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to turn it. 7, 8. Create a gap. Close the gap, create the gap. 9. Close it, create it. 10. Okay. Switch your legs. Same basic idea. Close the gap, create the gap. Now, one thing about this, as you're practicing, if you have some kind of a target you can use for gauging distance, awesome. If you're on Wavemaster, great. Be able to hit the cross. Right? But you don't have to hit something. You can pick anything. Pick a wall, pick a chair. Punch towards it, sense that you're creating distance or closing distance, as the case may be. Set yourself up, other side, it's enough rest. Going right, right, left for you guys. Ready? 1, right, right, left, hop back. Facing towards you. 2, right, right, left, hop back. 3, 4, 5, 6. Now part of the challenge of this is the jump. 7, right? And developing the strength to do this. 8. So if you're having a hard time, good. 9. If you're not having a hard time, maybe jump farther. 10. Okay. Almost done. Last thing. Might be the easiest thing. Throw a front kick. Now, critical thing about this front kick, it's a front kick that lands backwards. Because I want to kick to maintain distance. It's to keep them away, right? So don't front kick, fall forward, I closed the gap. No, I just created it. So if you watch it from the side, it's close the gap, create the gap, maintain that gap. That front kick is a stay away from me, man. So you fall back. Don't fall, but step back. You understand what I'm saying? I hope. All right. Well, let's do it. I'm going to do a few where I demonstrate, and a few where you just got to kind of be able to do it without someone demonstrating for you. Ready? 1, jab, jab, cross. Jump back and kick. Which leg do you kick with? The back one. Ready? 2, jab, jab, cross. Jump back, kick with your back foot. 3. Turn a little bit more. 4. 5. Okay, we're gonna do 5 more without me. Ready? 1. Throw your combo. Get back. Now, if you're back, breathe. Catch your breath. These last few, you want to be kind of explosive for you. Maybe it's faster than we were doing. Maybe it's the same speed. Higher belts, hopefully you're going faster. Ready? 2, jab, jab, cross, hop back, front kick. Deep breath. Catch yourself, ready to go, be explosive. 3, jab, jab, cross, hop back, front kick. Good, catch your breath. Good. 4, jab, jab, cross, jump back, front kick. Catch your breath. Last one, I'm doing the last one with you too. Ready, go. Jab, jab, cross, jump back, front kick. Fantastic. Okay. Switch your legs, because you got 2. Do the exact same thing on the other side. Right? So you're here, jab, jab, cross, jump back, front kick with your back leg, which should probably be your left leg. Ready? 2. 3, close the gap, create the gap, maintain the gap. It's like an advertisement for the Gap. 4. What gap? The Delaware Water Gap? 5. Used to go there when I was a kid, every summer. All right, now we're gonna do a few more without me. Catch your breath, be ready to be explosive. Don't try and match my pace, set your pace. Ready? Go. Jab, jab, cross, jump back, front kick. If you're done first, great. Catch your breath. If you're not done first, figuring it out, great. Catch your breath, go. 2, jab, jab, cross, jump back, front kick. Breathing is good. Ready, and go. 3, jab, jab, cross, jump back, front kick. All right, now I'm not helping you in the last 2. I'm not gonna say anything, you just gotta remember. 4, go. spot, breathe, be in a fighting stance, and make it a little harder, move around a little bit, look alive. Don't say that like, ready, and go. All right, fantastic. So that's a good kind of blueprint for how to do this particular combination, closing the gap and then creating a gap again. You can practice that as much as you need to. If you need help, ask an instructor in your private session to get some guidance and feedback. But for now, let's move on to the next part of class. All right, we're going to do a little self-defense today. We're going to be working on a straight punch technique, and we're going to be using a couple different tools so you can kind of see what we're doing and practice what we're doing. If you have just a chair, you can use a chair. This is one of the contraptions that we might be using when you do an in-person class to allow us to practice and still be socially distanced. Basically, use any kind of a stick. I have a foam sword here. You can use a pool noodle, a belt, a bag. I'll try and put out a quick video on how to make one of these for yourself if you have like, well, I have a heavy bag, I have a belt, I have a stick, but I don't know how to make it work. I'll put out one of those for you soon. But what we're going to do right now is we're going to practice one of our punch techniques. And the punch technique is, someone does a straight punch at us, we move out of the way, we brush, we grab, we back fist, we punch, we uppercut. All right, I'll show it to you. On this side, I'll use the chair. Right, I dodge, I brush, I grab, I back fist, I punch, and I uppercut. Okay, so now we got to practice. Now, whichever one you have, if you have a bag with a thing, great. If you have a chair, great. I'm going to demonstrate a little bit on each just so you can kind of get a sense of it. For now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to be working on the brush block. Now, the brush block goes like this. You take the hand that's going to be closest to the target. Actually, for you, it's probably your right hand, right? So I'll be using my left hand, but you'll be using your right hand. You're going to brush across the top of the chair just like that. Brush, brush. Now, this is a pretty gentle deflection. It's not a really hard block, right? It's a deflection. So this is the arm, I'm just brushing down the arm like that. And it starts close to the elbow, and it goes down to the hand. All right, so let's do a couple more. Ready? Brush, brush, brush. Okay, next I'm going to take that same hand, we're going to circle it in, and we're going to do a back fist. So it's brush, back fist, brush, back fist. With the same hand, I'm just going to do that a couple times. I'll do that over here. Brush, back fist him in the face. Brush, back fist the face. Brush, back fist the face. Okay? That's pretty simple. You can do that on either side. We have other techniques where you do on the other side. But bottom line, it's brush and back fist, brush and back fist. Now we're going to add in a grab. So it's actually going to be brush, grab, back fist, and our hands take turns. It goes, take your right hand, brush, grab, back fist. Again, right, left, right. Right, left, right. Right, left, right. Right, left, right. One more time. Right, left, right. So that brush, grab, back fist, again, would be to the arm. I brush the arm, I grab the arm, and I back fist to the face. Okay. Pretty simple so far. Now we're going to add in a little bit of movement. And for this, I'm going to turn the chair sideways. When you're doing it, you'd want to set up so that the tall part of the chair, the back of the chair, is on your right. Because what you're going to do is going to move behind the chair, brush, grab, back fist. Just like that. All right, so I'm going to move it just a tiny bit to the side so I don't run into this. All right, so it's going to be brush, grab, back fist. Reset. Brush, grab, back fist. Reset. Brush, grab, back fist. One more time. Brush, grab, back fist. Okay, now I'm going to turn and use this thing, okay? And I'm going to be doing it not moving. So I'm going to go right, left, right, so you'll see what it looks like. I move inside the straight punch. I brush down the arm. I grab the arm. I back fist to the face. All right, we're going to do that again. I start with my stay away stance. I dodge, brush, grab, back fist to the face. Now, one of the nice things about this particular contraption is where this white line is, kind of imagine that's the shoulder. All right, so I do my first strike to the face. The next strike is going to be a punch to the body, so it's going to be below that white line. So it goes brush, grab, back fist, take my other hand, punch. This hand comes up by my face. All right, I'm gonna do that facing towards you. I'll use the chair so you can see it. I will be mirroring, so you might get confused. Some people like it when I mirror, some people don't. Apologize to those who don't. I dodge, I brush, I grab, I back fist, I punch. Okay? Pretty simple. Let's do it together. Dodge, brush, grab, back fist, punch. Again, right, left, right, left. One more time. Right, left, right, left. Okay, now I'm going to do it to the side using the contraption Wave Master plus foam sword. Right? Go right, left, right, left. And you can see the change in heights on these two different strikes. At least I hope you can. Ready? Dodge. Right, left, right, left. One more time and get the last piece added in. Ready? Right, left, right, left. Okay. What's the last piece? The last piece is going to be an uppercut. Right to the jaw, right chin, right? So if I'm facing towards you, it goes right, left, right, left, right. If I'm using the chair just as a landmark, I brush the arm, I grab the wrist, I back this. I'm still holding on here, right? I don't let go at this point. I punch, now I let go, and I uppercut, and I do not re-grab. All right, I'll show you one time from the side, and then we're going to do a few. Ready? Right, left, right, left, right. And you can kind of see the changes in heights, right? Because this is on the arm, obviously. Head, body, and then an uppercut underneath the chin, which is going to be kind of coming up right about the level of the belt and then going up from there. Okay? So, that's our punch technique, our straight punch technique that we're working on. Now, we got to practice it. You can use the chair if you want. You can do it to the air. We're going to do it a few times, and then we're going to pick up our speed. All right, so let's go nice and easy. Right, left, right, left, right. Again, right, left, right, left, right. I'll use the chair just for the brush, grab, back fist, punch, uppercut to the chin. Right. One more time with the chair. Ready? Brush, grab, back fist, punch, uppercut to the chin. So now, we're going to try and go a little bit faster. Okay? You don't have to go super fast. You got to pick the right speed for you. I'll be doing it on the bag. Now, one thing you should know about this, you got to have some good control. A lot of this technique is about control. If you've created one of these contraptions and you start whacking really hard on the arm, unless you tied it up really tight, it might fall off. Now, that probably won't happen in a self-defense situation. You're probably not going to knock their arm off when you do a brush block. But it could happen if you didn't make this contraption really tight. So take it easy. All right, so here we go. Let's do it. Right, left, right, left, right. Hopefully you got it. Again, right, left, right, left, right. Your hands just keep taking turns, which is pretty simple. Brush, grab, back fist, punch, uppercut. Again, brush, grab, back fist, punch, uppercut. Now, what I'm going to encourage you to do now is just practice that a few times at your own speed, right? So you can do your technique, your brush, your grab, your back fist, your punch, you're going to uppercut, and just keep going, right? So on your mark, get set, go. One of the things I'm looking for here is that you can do this without having to get reminded on how to do it. Every once in a while, I'll demonstrate it once kind of slow so you can be like, oh yeah, I forgot that. But for the most part, I want you to just kind of practice by yourself, right? Give yourself a little bit of time. Right, left, right, left, right. Facing towards you. Brush, grab, back fist, punch, uppercut. But again, at this point, you really shouldn't have to look at me. If you have to look at me as you're practicing, You may want to pause, rewind, review a couple more times. Right? Brush, grab, back fist, punch, uppercut, and right, left, right. Okay, so hopefully, having practiced that, you feel pretty comfortable with this technique. Pretty simple technique, but you want to get to the point where you're really, really fast at it. So it's more like this, really quick instead of. Okay, everybody, great job. Let's keep moving on to the next part of class. We get some push-ups to do today. We're going to be doing the push-ups we're recommending for our brown belts preparing for black belt. So we're going to be doing some diamond push-ups, some close elbow push-ups, and some balance push-ups, so the ones that we haven't done in a few months. Let's do a quick review of how to do the push-ups, and then we'll get started. First push-up, again, for all these push-ups, I tend to recommend you guys practice them on your knees until you can do this high quantity of push-ups while maintaining your quality of push-up. So diamond push-up first. We have our hands in a diamond shape. We bring our heart down to our hands and we come up. When we do this, one of the things that you're looking for is that your elbows stay pretty close to your body. It's much easier to balance than if you have your elbows go wide. You'll feel like it's much harder to do. So that's our first push-up, is our diamond push-up. Next up, we have close elbow push-ups. Close elbow push-ups, you set up your hands exactly like a regular push-up. They're at shoulder width, but normally when people do a push-up, they tend to have their elbows go out, so they come down and up. For a close elbow push-up, you keep your elbows touching your ribs, and then you come up. Right? So I'll show you one time from the front. You go all the way down, all the way up. Okay? So that's our next push-up. Final push-up is a balance push-up. When we do a balance push-up, it's a little bit tricky to do on your knees. It's actually in some ways simpler to do with your legs straight, but certainly not physically easier. When you go into your push-up position, you can do a regular push-up, however you do it. Close elbows, wide elbows, doesn't really matter too much. I recommend wide elbows. When you come up, you pick up one hand and you balance and you come back down. Now, one of the tricks to this is when you come up, you keep alternating hands, by the way. You basically want to be on one knee. Or if you're doing it with the leg straight, you do it on one foot. So I'll show you quickly from the side, right? I do my push-up, down, up, turn. So this knee is off the floor, that one's not, right? So those are our balanced push-ups. Those are 3 types of push-ups. Let's get into our push-ups next. All right, 12 of each, let's hit it. Good. Now, feel free to go faster than me, slower than me, take more breaks than me, fewer breaks than me, whatever it is. The important thing is to get that full range of motion. That's the thing we always stress on these push-up challenges, all the way up, all the way down. Right? You can stop in the middle of a set, end of a set, whatever it is. Let's go. Good. Again, shake it out if you want to. Right? Taking short, reasonable breaks is perfectly fine. Don't pause it and go in the other room and have dinner or I don't know, whatever. Those kind of breaks, those aren't particularly productive. But short ones in the middle, that's okay if that's what you need to do to get that full range of motion. All right, 12 balance. Let's do it. These are a little bit slower than those other push-ups because you got that extra movement to it. And if you're already done, you can stop and catch your breath. And if you're falling behind, you'll have time to pause this. I think that's 8. All right. 12 each. Good job. All right, second set, same deal. Let's do it. Ready, set, and go. Good. Like in the first set, make sure you're doing them right. It's better to go a little bit slower and get them right, take a little bit longer breaks, and let yourself cheat. So let's get our close elbows in. And if you're ahead of me, good on you. If you're behind me, good on you. As long as you're doing it, good on you. Let's go. Okay, one more set, the balance variety. And again, stop when you need to. Maybe stop in the middle of the next set. Maybe finish all the way through. That's okay. And again, if you need to take that mid-set break, like, oh, you know what? I'm losing form. It's starting to fall to pieces. Stopping in the middle of the set is not terrible as long as it's a short break, not like go to the store, pick up something. No. Let's go. I got 6 more. That's all the push-ups for the month, or for the day. But the ones we're doing for the month, are recommended for the month for brown belts. Great job. Let's keep moving on to the next part of class. Today I want to do the very first meditation that I ever learned. And it was a very humbling moment. It happened when I was, I was recently a black belt, and I was like, I'm good at this stuff. I'm good at martial arts. I got things figured out. And then I got exposed to someone who was really good at other things. And I was like, oh man, I guess I'm not so good at it. And his name was Ping, right? And Ping was an interesting martial artist, fantastic guy. And he kind of challenged me to do a meditation exercise. And the meditation exercise was really simple. Count from 1 to 100, just taking deep breaths. So like you breathe in, breathe out 1. And then breathe in, breathe out 2. Make it all the way to 100 without letting any other things enter into your thought process. And if along the way you make a mistake, that's perfectly fine. Just restart and try and get to 100. And I was like, wow, that's going to be so easy. I can't wait. And I found myself getting to about 3 and then starting to think about something else. I was like, oh, I got to try this again. And it got worse from there. Right? I started getting self-conscious. How come I can't do this, right? Or getting really excited. Okay, I got 2, right? Instead of just being able to focus on one thing, one very simple thing of just breathing. So the first time you do this, you are probably going to be just as bad as I was, where you're going to really struggle with it, and that's perfectly fine. This is kind of developing a different kind of strength, right? A kind of mental focus that you generally don't work on too much in life. Being able to just like concentrate on one thing, don't multitask, do one thing, keep it simple, and do it extraordinarily well. Really good thing to develop, but like I said, not easy to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to lie down on our back, and this is a familiar posture that you've done with us if you've done meditation with us. And we're going to just put our hands on our tummy. We're going to lie down. We're going to breathe in and out, and we're going to see how far we can get. Now, realistically, if you can get to 10, you're really doing pretty well, right? But that's fine. You just keep going until we're done. Okay, and we're going to be going for about 2 minutes. The posture, just for those of you who haven't seen it before, you lie down on your back. You're going to bend your knees. By doing this, you let your lower back rest on the floor. It takes the tension out. All right, you want nice, relaxed spine, hands on your belly. You're going to take a deep breath into your nose. Breathe out. Right? Now, you can count out loud. I'm not going to count out loud because that would be confusing and wouldn't be particularly nice. Right? So take a moment, get yourself in position. On your mark, get set, and go. So that's enough time of that. So take a moment, sit yourself up. If you had a hard time being able to stay focused on just your breathing for that 2-minute period of time, that's pretty normal, right? But it's a great exercise for you in terms of being peaceful, taking a few moments to relax, and letting go of the normal stresses that you worry about every day, right? And if you can learn how to do that, practice that a little bit, I guarantee you're going to feel better, feel more energized every single day, less stressed. So good thing for you to give it a shot, but we'll call it a day there. Great job. Thanks for coming.